guys? Welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. After a very disappointing Super Bowl weekend.
Depends on how you look at it. If you're a big defense person, then you would be like, hey, that was a great defensive battle, and it came down to basically one drive.
And somewhere the Saints are... I told you! We should have been there! We'd have made this Super Bowl better!
Yeah, man, the Rams had a real hard time with the Patriots defense. They were way better than that, and it disappointed me watching them play. Whatever.
Well, congratulations to the Patriots for six rings now.
6 rings.
Thanos.
Mr. Thanos himself, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, Thanos, that's right. And guess what? It really affected the box office too, because friggin' nobody went to the theater.
No, because you were watching that crap game.
Yeah. But even on Friday, Saturday, nobody went to the theater. It was really, really slow weekend, partly because of the Super Bowl and other things that were going on. Glass repeats 3 times.
I mean,
9.5 million.
What else? It wasn't competing with anything.
It was, well, actually it was, but we'll get into that right now. Go 200 million worldwide so far for Glass.
I mean, this actually might help it get. I mean, he said he wasn't planning a 4th film. It's like this was the end of his trilogy, but it might help the spinoff where they kind of left you at the end. That spoiler alert. It may help the spinoff possibilities. So keep making money. I mean, next week is actually going to come up against some things, but I mean, for right now, make all the money you can.
So 20 million budget, 200 million off of it. I think that it's not over. I think
they're
that they're
spend
still
it off into something else.
Yeah, probably. Number 2, your favorite upside. Still on the upside.
Still haven't seen it.
With 8.8 million good for second place.
I might be waiting on Netflix for this one. I keep telling myself I'm going to go see it, and then I don't. 81 million so far. So I think that we're not going to see a part 2, obviously, but the upside too. He's healed. He's out of the wheelchair. He's doing porn.
Oh. This time Kevin Hart's in the All right, anyway, number 3, premiere. You were talking about Glass going up against some competition. Well, Miss Bala opened up last week.
We saw it was called Colombiana.
So Gina Rodriguez went from Jane the Virgin to Miss Bala.
I don't know if I see her as an action star. And like when you first brought it up, I hadn't seen the trailer for it, so I was unaware of the movie itself.
And then you saw it?
And then I saw the trailer and I'm like, she's the lead actress in this? That's not who I picked as an action star. Her being the action star in this, and look, I'm not talking about her acting ability. Just when you cast somebody and like, oh, they look like they can kick some ass. It was like, look, she didn't look like she could kick no ass, but I know she had a transition. She was like, hey, I got stuck in a situation, now I'm trying to get my revenge. I haven't seen the movie yet, by the way. But this was like when they cast Tyler Perry in, what was that action movie he did?
Alex Cross. It was like, you go from Morgan Freeman to Tyler Perry.
Jane the Virgin to Miss Bala, and I was like, I couldn't buy it. How well did it do, sir?
$6.7 million.
Nobody else could buy it either, obviously. Where are all those Jane the Virgin fans at?
Jane the Bala.
The sister of traveling, the sister of the traveling pants fans. Where are you guys at? Y'all didn't support Gina. It's your fault that this movie didn't do well. Not my fault.
Hey, real quick though, you start thinking about all these like Peppermint, Miss Bala. You got all these ladies trying to get into this action.
I believe they can kick ass. I don't believe that she can.
Reese Witherspoon. The spoon. And they just go like that. And she. You will not be seeing Reese Witherspoon anytime soon. All right. Number 4, Aquaman. Still making them that cheddar, that cheese.
I'm waiting for Aquaman 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to come out.
4.7 million, $1.1 billion.
This is why
Roman Reigns is doing real good as Aquaman.
Roman Reigns is Aquaman. Aqualad could be Roman Reigns.
Book it. Number 5, Spider-Man, still doing good.
I want
4.4.
this movie to make as much money as it possibly can. I love this movie, and you might see something on top 5 in regards to it.
All right, so dud of the week.
All right.
All right. Now this movie's already been out.
Bala.
No, it was not Miss Bala. Now this movie's already been out.
Okay.
Kid Who Would Be King.
You talked trash about that movie last week. You're talking trash about it again.
No, last week it was Serenity. This time it was Kid That Would Be King. First flop of 2019 officially. Fox is set to lose close to $50 million on this movie.
UK did not bail this film out.
No, they did not.
Just like we thought they might, but obviously they didn't want to see this film either.
All right, so next week or actually this coming week, loaded, stacked, and it's headed by Lego 2.
Okay.
So right now
That's gonna be number one.
Yeah, it is. It's the reviews are great on it so far. So it looks on the up and up. Prodigy, so the good son, basically. That looks interesting.
I'm gonna say that one's probably gonna come in at like a number 3 or 4.
Number 2, or maybe What Men Want. That's coming out with Taraji.
That hasn't come out yet. I thought that movie came out like 6 months ago.
That comes out this week.
Okay, that's gonna debut at 5. Yeah, because I think her star power's kind of lost a little bit after that. Her badass chick movie didn't do well.
Proud Mary.
Her film didn't do well. I think she's lost her star power. Maybe if they'd have put Terrence Howard in it, maybe we would.
Dang, Mary, you got Proud Mary didn't do nothing, and then the Virgin didn't do nothing. Mary Virgin. There's a tie here.
So I think that one will probably come in at number 5.
Cold Pursuit with Liam Neeson is coming out.
That will not make the top 5.
You don't think so?
No,
I think it might. It's right now. The reviews are Rotten Tomato reviews right now 90. Right now.
Really?
Yeah. So
Taken in the Cold.
Taken in the Cold. So it's like Taken meets the Gray, because so
Yes.
all right.
The Graykin.
The Gray. So that's pretty much what's coming up next coming week.
So I'm gonna see Lego. That's all I'm gonna see.
Yeah, pretty much. So the Super Bowl was out, and like we were talking about, it was not the biggest, the best, and high-powered offenses left and right. No, it wasn't. But and even the commercials were kind of whack.
The commercials were whack.
The commercials were horrible. The NFL 100 to me was the best commercial of the whole freaking thing. It was awesome seeing all those Hall of Famers in it.
And everybody getting in, and I kept saying it was like, oh, okay, cool, he's gonna get in the game. And then he didn't get in the game, but I was like, it was just that one little intro part of it. It was like,
But I like.
But it was the best commercial of the whole thing.
It was Mahomes throwing the no look. It was just awesome.
No big trailers.
No big trailers.
I mean, Endgame, yes, but
so let's get into it. So Endgame trailer, Super Bowl spot came out, and everybody was kind of saying that was also the highlight.
That was the highlight.
And
30 seconds of highlight.
30 seconds. Well, you can do a lot in 30 seconds.
You can do a lot.
Give me love on that. All right, so you saw it. What did you think about it?
I mean, outside of some flashes of some things, not much more than we already did. Without them showing it, we already could have guessed that stuff. Oh, they have to deal with the people being missing. Yeah, I could have guessed that. I mean, sad cap, that's a new meme. Versus the sad fleck. No, that's sad fleck, and it's like, now we got sad cap. That's a new meme. Hashtag sad cap.
Biting lip and shit.
Yeah, exactly. It was like everybody else kind of dealing with. I mean, the way I took it, I was like, oh, seeing Rocket walk with the Avengers. That's my big thing.
That's an aggressive cap.
That's an aggressive cap. Seeing Black Widow with long hair, because I prefer her with long hair.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
Oh.
Winter Soldier, Black Widow, or Iron Man 2 Black Widow. There you go. Iron Man 2 Black Widow with the long curly hair. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so you see
our thought process.
You see the aftermath of the post snap, and New York is like pretty much it's dead. There's like nobody alive in this thing, which I do not understand because it's supposed to be 50%.
Right.
So
50% of New York was all of New York. I mean, 50% of the world was all of New York.
Exactly. So I mean, you would think that they're like, okay, I just saw this fool jump in the ashes. I'm leaving. It's like, dude,
I'm not in New York anymore. But yeah, it's like seeing the aftermath and stuff like that. I know you're not a big HBO series person, but like they had a show called Leftovers where it dealt with like the Rapture. They never really say the rapture, but it's implied that it was a rapture, and it makes you feel like the decimation was the rapture for people who weren't involved. I mean, in the fights. For everybody else, people just disappeared. They turned to ash and they disappeared. It's basically the rapture.
So they have no idea what's going on.
Right there.
Yeah, they have no idea what's going on.
It's biblical right there. So people would have, and they showed Cap at this meeting where it seems like people are trying to deal with it, and it seemed really like the Leftovers, because the Leftovers did a lot of scenes like that. So if you're a big fan of the Leftovers and TV show, it's like you'll get that big vibe from watching the in-game trailer. It's nice that they're doing something like, say, how people deal with their actions, and they've been doing that since Civil War, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice that they're continuing that theme. Hey, this is the real life of superheroes. So.
This is a lot darker than the first trailer, and to be honest with you,
they're going DCEU here. They're going dark.
So there's a contrast as far as the tones of both trailers, and I hope that Now it's stated that it's the first 20 minutes of the movie that's that way, so it's easy to where that motivation to get things back to normal would change the tone to a little bit better to where,
because even Infinity War in its dark moments still had levity, and it was like it still had some funny things. It kind of kept, it was getting dark, and then it was like, oh yeah, here's a joke.
And I would have expected that more in the teaser, because this is more of a teaser. I would have expected this to be like the first one,
right,
and then the other one be the Super Bowl spot. The one that they showed out would have been the Super Bowl spot.
Maybe they were trying.
That made more sense to me, but
in reverse, it actually probably would have been better. But hey,
Avengers in therapy.
Avengers in therapy.
That's what it looks like. Passive aggressive Cap.
Yeah, sad Cap.
Holding a fart. All right. Then you see Tony and Nebula working on. Looks like it's working on the ship. So if you tie it to the first trailer where he's kind of saying his goodbyes.
Yeah. So are they building? Like, are they working on making the helmets and the signal? Like, is he repairing the helmet with the help of Nebula, or is he working on the ship?
On the ship, Nebula? Possibly.
I hope it's a ship. Because as we go forward into the trailer, you see the whole thing when they're coming up in the clearing and they're looking up in the sky. I mean, it could be Captain Marvel they're looking at that point, really.
Now, so if you look at when he's building the Mark I in the desert with scraps,
right?
As highly intelligent and as technology, and as highly intelligent as Stark is, fast forward to how technology has improved so much on Earth.
Right.
He's in a spaceship in space where the technology is even next to a freaking android.
Right.
You would think that he can do even more.
Yes.
So it's very plausible that he is either fixing his suit, fixing the ship, fixing her because she's all jacked up with one arm, or something's going on. I really think that is what's going on. There's some kind of glimmer of hope. Maybe Pepper does hear the signal. And
do you think that's too easy to just say Tony figured it out?
It turns him into a Mary Sue, unfortunately.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's too easy.
Is it
too easy?
Too easy.
It's too easy to say that he figured it out.
That's just too easy. No. That shit is too easy. Too easy. No. That shit is too easy. Fuck it. I'm through. I don't care.
But it's also very plausible because he did it once before in the cave with nothing, with just freaking.
He built an Iron Man suit in the middle of nowhere in a cave with bomb parts.
Exactly.
That's like next level genius. I would say though, the way they built up the Shuri character, she would have fixed all this and they would have already been on their way home. We're already on our way home to Wakanda.
How about this? Forget Shuri, give me Wong.
Ring us out of here, Wong.
Oh man! All right. So now we talk about where's Thor? You're talking about Thor. Now you're talking about it.
By the way, Thor can go get Tony if he is like, hey, hold up, I can open up a Bifrost with my new hammer. He can go get him.
That's a good point.
He can literally just go get him.
So sad Thor.
I mean, look, everybody's dead. That's the person I feel worse for. Everybody feels bad. Peter Parker died, and Tony's sad, and Doctor Strange, gave up the time stone.
Thor lost his brother.
Yeah,
Thor lost his friends.
Everybody.
Thor lost his dad.
He didn't get 50%. He got 100% of everybody.
That he loved. He knew. They killed Heimdall, his best friend. Come on.
They ain't even coming back. You can't even bring them back.
But you see him coming out of the. It looks like he is where Odin was when Odin and
oh yeah, in the grassy knoll.
Yeah, it looks like that's horrible, but it looks like he's there and that's his solace, and Rocket's with him in his new suit, right?
Yeah, Rabbit.
That Rabbit is there, yeah. But when he opens the door and you see all the ocean stuff, it looks like he's visiting Luke on Octu.
I was gonna say like Lord of the Rings, like he was in the Shire.
So you do see that. You see him in the new suit and all that. Now you talked about Captain Marvel. When the group is coming out and there is that space and everybody's talking about that space, do you think they're hiding Captain Marvel?
Could be.
Do you think they're hiding
Nick Fury? No, he got snapped out.
Yeah. It could be completely a different CGI character. It could be Vision. It could be a lot of things.
They could have rebuilt Vision.
I mean, they had Shuri. Now they're looking up. So are they looking at the ship and Tony coming back?
They make you the way they cut the trailer to make you think it's the ship. It could be Captain Marvel.
I think it's Captain Marvel.
They're looking up at Captain Marvel.
That's what I think so too. I think so too, and that's maybe where that idea starts about, getting ready to do whatever it is that they're going to do to save the day, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of it overall?
I mean, it was 30 seconds. I mean, if I was a woman, I'd be like, that's it. It's over already.
That's all.
It's all I get. But it's early. Look, they got a lot of time.
Scott.
Yeah, they got a lot of time before this film comes out. Don't blow your load now.
Okay, those WTFs are getting to you already. Seriously.
Think about some baseball and then hold those massive reveal trailers till we get closer to the movie.
Alrighty then. Speaking of Captain Marvel, it's projected right now. The hype behind it is it's really increasing, and it is making it appear to be. It's going to be a box office smash.
Well, I hope so. I mean, Marvel doesn't have many films that aren't a box office smash.
Right.
All right. So,
and this being an origin story,
right.
It's always a good thing for an origin story to be a box office smash. Okay, because those tend to be a little slower, a little bit more dialogue oriented, and with the importance of the character right now and her place in the whole Endgame of Infinity War, her part in this, it's really important. So
it's important that this movie does well, because if this movie doesn't do well, they will cancel that Black Widow film.
I don't think so. They already have it in.
I know.
It's already.
Hey, look.
Well, they've canceled a lot.
New Mutants got canceled and it was done.
That's a good point. Currently, it's predicted to make about 160 million opening weekend. So the curiosity is there of how Brie Larson will do.
160 million. I think they're shooting way too high for that.
That's what I think too.
They're
The obvious connection with Infinity War and Endgame.
100 million.
That'll help. That'll help its return.
160 is way too much.
Do you think that? Okay, so you don't think it will gross that much?
No. Okay, look. And I say this all the time. There are fans of these properties. When I talk about Guardians, when I talk about.
You're talking about the ones that
there
claim they're well known.
Captain Marvel. There are Captain Marvel fans. But they ain't $160 million worth of Captain Marvel fans. Now you're gonna take it in consideration. Like, those fans will come see because they want to see a Captain Marvel film.
And it's
women will come see because they lost out on the women thing because Wonder Woman already stole that thunder, and the Marvel film. So a little over 100, maybe 110, something like that. That's probably more feasible about what this film will do. If it does 160 million, I will be blown away. Wonder Woman didn't do 160 million.
Wonder Woman did a lot more than that. Oh, you're talking about opening weekend?
Yes.
You're right, it didn't. I think it did maybe 80. I can't remember. All right, so, and that's a little bit more realistic.
And that's a more well-known woman superhero.
So, let's go.
First time it came out,
let's go with the average so far, okay? The average opening weekend for MCU films is $125 million.
Stay somewhere there.
For the weekend. Now, that's an average among all of the MCU films, from Iron Man to where we're at now, okay? So, the highest grossing is Black Panther opening weekend.
Yeah, because brothers wanted to get out there and see Black Panther.
Well, on top of that, it was also Valentine's weekend, so that kind of helped.
It came out in Black History Month. The brothers wanted to see a superhero.
That's the highest. No, I'm saying that's the highest grossing of all of the Marvel.
I'm explaining why it was.
All right, the highest of weekends is Avengers at 207, and then Avengers Infinity War 257 in 3 days. In the 3 days. Okay, I want to say Black Panther was a little less than that as far as the 3 days. Anyway, so what is the most realistic box office for Captain Marvel? I'm gonna give it to you, yes or no. Ant-Man and the Wasp, 75 million.
It'll do way more than that.
Okay. Winter Soldier, 95.
I think it's gonna do more than that. But what's the third option?
Third option, Ragnarok, 122.
122 is where it's probably.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We're talking March 17th. St. Patty's Day, isn't it? No, it's not. It's March 7th or March 8th, something like that.
Ragnarok was the anticipated one of all the Thor films that everybody wanted to see. And that's what I think the market is, or the land, I'm trying to think of a word. It was like the market is a good word that I'm using. That's what I think what the fans are looking for, like that they have that type of hunger for this film.
Okay.
They don't have Wonder Woman hunger for this film.
But Ragnarok came out in November. this is coming out early.
So you're saying like, but then what we're
this
talking
kind
about?
of like this kind of like Wolverine.
Yeah, but
Wolverine,
are we talking about opening weekend or just like
opening
overall
weekend?
like
Opening
in
weekend.
February? It's gonna make a lot of money overall.
Okay, opening
but
weekend.
opening weekend is not gonna do one.
Okay, so not 122. Oh, you're going with 122.
It'll be in a 120.
I'll give you the other options.
All right.
Guardians 2, 146.
No.
Iron Man 3, 174.
No.
So then we're going with the Ragnarok 122. That is very reasonable.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
120 is where this film's gonna sit, and whoever is putting out 160, you're gonna be proven wrong. It's not gonna be. If you do get 160, Brie Larson, I'm ready to go see King Kong 2.
So, okay, so everybody was interested, or everybody thought that Ant-Man and the Wasp was going to do some good numbers because of its connection to Infinity War, right? It did modest. It didn't do like the best thing in the world. But
I mean, the first Ant-Man didn't do that much, so.
So now this property is the same curiosity is there.
How it ties in?
Yeah. Do you think that it will be? Do you think it'll do better than Ant-Man and the Wasp?
It will definitely do better than Ant-Man.
Okay.
What they're expecting is that it's gonna do what Black Panther did.
As far as what?
Because being right before Infinity War. Right before Endgame. They're like, people are going to want to see exactly what they're going to get in Endgame. What's the setup for Endgame? That's what they're expecting. But I think they're expecting way too much for this particular character. I understand that it's their first woman-led film, but Wonder Woman beat them to the punch.
Is the cosmic aspect do you think that affects it as well?
It's that not everybody's familiar with this property. This is a niche character. I'm sorry. Okay. It's like Guardians, and I know everybody loves Guardians now, but you didn't love Guardians then. You only love Guardians only because of Chris Pratt
and the 80s to it too.
That is the only reason people know Guardians now. If Chris Pratt and Batista hadn't been in this film, and it was like and James Gunn hadn't done this whole 80s film, nobody give a crap about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, let us know what you think. Whether or not Captain Marvel is going to make 122.
122. You heard it here.
146, 175. I don't know. What do y'all think? All right. Well, one character that's not niche is Batman. And Ben Affleck.
Speaking of Affleck himself.
And Ben Affleck is really sad because he's getting the boot. No, I mean, kicked out of the cowl.
I mean, we kind of known this for quite some time. It was like all the speculation had been out there for like before we were talking about Henry Cavill not coming back as Superman. We were already talking about Batman was out too.
Yeah, that is not happening.
But before that, we were talking about Batman was out when they trashed his script. He stepped down from the project.
From the director. He's not a director. He was still attached to star though.
Yeah, he was still attached. It's like all the things kept saying. It was like he ain't doing his movie. Doing his movie.
Well, they've officially kicked him out of the role, or he's already removed himself from the role. Names have been tossed around from John Hamm to Armie Hammer.
Oh, playing Batman.
Yeah. To Nick Jonas.
No. No. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Would Joe Jonas be?
You know what?
Nightwing.
I would rather see Zac Efron play Batman before I would see Nick Jonas play Batman. No. John Hamm's interesting.
John Hamm's very interesting.
Really interesting. Though I kind of want to see Armie Hammer because he was attached to
the first time, the Justice League the first time.
Yeah, so I kind of want to see that. And plus, I had heard that they're doing a younger Batman story anyway. So I think John Hamm's too old to do a younger Batman story.
True.
He's around Ben Affleck's age right now.
Yeah. I think he looks more like Bruce Wayne than he does Batman.
So
I think he could pull off from his Mad Men days. I think he could probably.
Oh yeah, he can pull off the suit. Yeah, he can do that like nothing. This is with when Batman Forever.
Okay, well you ready for
Batman Forever?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. So artist Boss Logic actually created artwork.
We give you a lot of credit on here, Boss Logic.
Yeah, Boss Logic's awesome. I love that guy. Anyway, but he created some artwork with Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Now, Robert Pattinson pretty much started out, with the Twilight franchise and all that. Okay.
I would never be able to get past that.
Right, and I wouldn't either. It's really hard. But the dude has done some pretty solid independent work.
I don't doubt he's a good actor.
His craft.
Dude, you better Heath Ledger it up.
So you better Keaton that shit.
Look, I didn't want Keaton either. But Keaton sold me on it.
So now the interest is there.
No. You know what I'd rather have before him? I'd rather have Hayden Christensen as Batman. I'd rather have Hayden Christensen as Batman.
Jim Gordon is holding me back.
He's holding me back. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
No, give me Army Hammer.
What?
Give me Army Hammer. John Hamm is interesting.
I want John Hamm. Give me John Hamm.
If they're gonna do closer to where we're at, if they're like take over for Ben Affleck right now,
Then John Hamm.
John Hamm.
Yeah.
Yes. If they're gonna do a younger Batman, give me Army Hammer.
Armie Hammer's not young. He
Much younger than John Hamm.
They de-aged that shit.
They don't have Marvel's technology. They can't do it.
Would Batman sparkle in the daytime?
That's why he only comes out at night.
Oh, man.
Because he sparkles in.
Oh, let us know what you think. Is Robert Pattinson, Edward Cullen himself, the right choice for Bruce Wayne / Batman? No, I don't think so.
Zac Efron.
No, that's Nightwing. I would go Nightwing or Dick Grayson for Zac Efron. Seriously.
I like Zac Efron's comedic chops. I think that would actually be a good.
Yeah, he would even be a good Flash. He would, if you really think about it.
I want Grant Gustafson. Work it in.
Everybody wants that. All right, so going into the horror universe now, Blumhouse has been probably one of the most consistent in horror in the last few years.
Yeah.
Going back to Paranormal Activity, Insidious, and the Purge series,
have they ever
Happy
had a
Death
bomb?
Day.
I don't think they've had a bomb.
Truth or Dare, maybe.
Oh, that bomb! I forgot that movie came out.
Exactly. A lot of people did. Anyway, now a lot of these movies were major hits, especially the Paranormal Activity shit. We got one every year for like 6 years.
Dude, they make franchises.
Yeah, they do. And because you said that, they are thinking about a possible Jason Blum has come out possibly of creating his own Blumverse. Okay. What do you think about that?
I don't know how that works. They're all way separate.
Currently, right now, none of them are interconnected. Now, the only ones that
Activity and Insidious crossover.
I think that would be a spot. I think that could be a spot where those two
Red Doors and Paranormal Activity.
Those could be the interconnecting there. They could interconnect there. Happy Death Day and The Purge. Possibly.
How?
Possibly, I said. You know, on The Purge, everybody dresses up. They dress like fools, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Well, this is
Groundhog Day.
So this is Babyface.
So you saying The Purge keeps happening over and over again?
Something like that. Yeah. All right. Anyway. Okay. So now. Here's the X factor here. Or not even the X factor, but here's the one that can make it or break it, and that's Halloween.
Okay.
Halloween is its own thing. You can't tie Halloween to Happy Death Day.
Yeah, it's like David
you
Pumpkins,
can't tie that. It is its own thing. So Halloween, I don't think you can do that with. Now, Blumhouse, I believe, has the rights to Friday the 13th, Scream, Elm Street. That I would go for.
But we've already seen that universe tied together.
No, we have not. Halloween?
I mean, not Halloween, but we've seen Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street tied together.
Back in the day, this is for you, Roy. Back in the day, there was a video game, a PC video game or a download that was called Terrordrome. Do you remember that? Terrordrome?
I remember the movie.
No, not Beyond Terrordrome or whatever.
No, there's a
Videodrome.
Videodrome. There you go. I remember that.
Anyway, so this video game was Mortal Kombat style, but it was the horror maniacs.
Oh,
you remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay, so that I think that would be.
They actually have
an interesting way of doing that.
They have a video game where it did when Friday the 13th game really took off. They started to do one with like Freddy, and then they actually I forget what it's called. I'll put it down here. But there's a video game in the same vein as Friday the 13th, where like all these movie maniacs kind of come out there and kill you. They hunt you down and stuff like that. So
from a shared universe standpoint,
only those characters could probably work together, but we've already seen that.
So nothing. Yeah, well, just Freddy and Jason. That's it. But you've never seen. Like, who's to say they can't get Doug Bradley as Pinhead? Who's to say that they can't get?
How are we gonna work all that in?
I don't know, but I'm just saying. I'm going with that.
Movie is bound to fail.
I would rather have this horror-verse than the freaking
Universal?
Than the Universal one, to be honest with you. As far as the actual Blumhouse properties like Paranormal and all that, I really think that just Paranormal and Insidious could cross over. I don't think anything else could.
Okay, so as far as those particular, not talking about
maybe Truth or Dare.
As far as those go, the only way that you can cross those particular ones over as a shared universe would be if you redid all the movies. You'd have to redo all the ones that we know. The Friday the 13th, the Halloween. Well, Halloween already done, but Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw. You have to redo all the movies.
Did you
as
have
far as
to,
the Blumverse
Did you have
goes,
to redo Unbreakable to get Split? No, you just threw David Dunn at the end of the movie.
Yeah, because they use the same characters.
That's my point.
You gonna dig up these same actors?
I'm talking about Insidious. You can get the same actors from Insidious. You can get the same actors.
Okay, we're talking about Blumhouse. I'm talking
about Blumhouse.
Okay, so
not the horror,
I think Blumhouse is too far away in their properties to say that they cross over, and it's like they're too different. Look, I mean, Paranormal Activity is about like spectral like entities and stuff like that, and Insidious is more about out of body experiences in the. I mean, yeah, the paranormal.
They're dead in there. What are you talking about?
But so how are you gonna say that?
I don't know, but that would be. What if in Insidious and your out of body experience, you see Toby? You see the demon Toby in there. Why I use that voice? I don't know.
Because of
roots. Oh man! All right.
Well, no, forget it. It doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work for you. I don't. I think it works really lightly. You for sure cannot do Insidious and Halloween. That will not work.
No.
Halloween and the others, Friday the 13th and all that. You know, I can deal with that. I can deal with that.
In this.
Happy Death Day can work in that, sure.
No, you know what? You want to do a shared universe? You do Groundhog's Day and you do Happy Death Day. You have Bill Murray come out there. He tells us, like, I know how this works.
Oh, come with me if you want to live.
Come with
Terrence, take us home.
All right, so please write in the comments how dumb this is. Blumhouse, don't do this. Don't do a shared universe. You know what? I heard the talk about you like taking over the Universal monster stuff. Stick with that. Don't share universe. Not everything needs a shared universe. Some things just deserve to be their own thing. Just like David Pumpkins. Make sure if this is the first time you ever come to the channel that you like, comment, subscribe, so that way you know about all the other things that we do on the channel. Some great things that we do on there. Obviously, WTF is our biggest thing now, so definitely watch WTF and click that notification bell so you're aware when we actually do post it.
Prosper and Art, wherever the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence. But it was funny, and it had it in it. That's what puts it above Jump Street.
No, man.
I think it puts it on par.
It's got cube. If you too big titties.
You take those out and it's on par, but with them in, it's above.
Wait, you take the titties out?
Yeah, then it's on par.
You never take the titties.
I know. That's why we'll always be on top.